Good morning, everyone. For those of you that don't know, I'm Dick Norford with Bicycle South Central PA. Some of you call me Mr. Wonderful.
Hope your family's one person.
Yeah. You know, I always like to borrow from other successful people. So I thought I would start my speech by saying I had a dream. Maybe you've heard that speech before, but my dream was that we could turn Harrisburg into the most bicycle-friendly city in the United States. We may have trouble covering the whole United States, but we're doing doggone good thanks to Mayor Pappenfuss and Dr. Ski and Frank Lynch and Barry Shope. So, and you'll hear from all of them in just a few minutes. So we also wanted to take just a minute to thank Quality Bicycle Products for providing this wonderful Darrow Fixit station. We're going to demonstrate it for you in a few minutes. So we're so grateful to Hack with a wonderful partnership. And for those of you that haven't ridden the Greenbelt lately, I'm standing in the middle of the Greenbelt. This is the trail as Hack has changed it. When one of Dr. Ski's first questions to me when I met him a few years ago when he came to Harrisburg was, where does the Greenbelt go through Hack? It wasn't very clearly identified. So we're providing from the Greenbelt some additional signage for those of you that have heard that complaint with roaming around, although it's a beautiful campus and I think a lot of people have enjoyed looking at it. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Dr. Ski to come up, and thank you very much, Dr. Ski.
Thank you very much for all your help.
Good. Thank you, Dick, very much. Let's hear it for Dick. You know, he has been an advocate, so thank you very, very much. I think about him every Sunday morning when I'm riding. Well, anyway, here's what I'd like to do. I want to welcome you all to your favorite community college, where the world begins and ends. But what I really like to say is that all roads now lead to Hack. And thanks to Rich Cardamone and others here at the college, this is a new part of the Greenbelt. Before it was somewhat unsafe, and now we felt that when we redid the parking lot, we would make it safer for our riders. And so what's wonderful is, if anyone is going to ride the 18 miles of the Greenbelt, this is truly the place to break down. This is the place because now with the Fixit, we're able to take care of your bikes. And what we're going to do, hopefully, eventually, is put a stand here that will have admissions information so that, you know, Tristan and Charlotte and Daniel and others will be able to register for classes as well. But seriously, we're delighted to be in the city of Harrisburg. We are delighted that Harrisburg is becoming a very bright, bike-friendly community. There's an awful lot of conversation through the Harrisburg Bike Club and other bike clubs on how friendly Harrisburg is becoming. There are many great opportunities for us as bikers to be able to ride in Harrisburg. So Portland, Oregon, please watch out. Harrisburg is on your tail. Right, Mayor? Is that right? Yes. There's a challenge. I also want to just say thank you to a variety of folks this morning that either have been thanked or will be thanked. But somebody that I'd like to recognize is Ross Willard. Ross is with Recycle Bicycle of Harrisburg. Ross has really probably his greatest claim to fame is he's a graduate of your favorite community college. But he is also an advocate, not only for biking and wellness, but for the children in town, for the kids in town who may not be able to get a brand new bike. He is able to expose them to biking as a sport, biking as exercise, biking as wellness. So Ross, thank you for not only representing your alma mater so well, but for really playing an instrumental role in this community. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we're delighted you're here. We are so looking forward to having you ride through the campus. I know when I'm in my office, I become very envious because I see dozens of individuals every day who are riding through this section and then ride through the campus itself. I do want to say that our cafeteria in the Bruce E. Cooper Student Center is open. It is staffed by all our culinary students. So during the day, as you ride through here, please make sure you stop. There's a bike rack there. Stop and enjoy lunch, enjoy a beverage. We really would appreciate that. And most importantly, if you have thought about registering for class, we have all that information available as well. So again, to Dick and to the mayor and to others that were responsible for having this happen, thank you, and we look forward to seeing all of you here, through here, as often as possible. So thank you.
You do not get a discount if you tell them you know Dr. Ski at the Subway.
They'll charge you more.
Yeah. So, you know, when I first moved here and became a bicycle advocate, I couldn't get the mayor on the phone. And then we changed mayors, and I couldn't get that mayor on the phone. Interestingly enough, the mayor that I'm going to introduce now called me. So our mayor, Eric Pappenfuss, who is going to probably tell us about some more bike boulevards and bike lanes and bike share.
All right, let's do it. All right. Thank you, Dick. Hey, first let me say a couple things about the Greenbelt. It has been remarked on before, but it is so true. The Greenbelt is one of our greatest resources here for the city and the region. Not only is it the connective tissue between the city and the townships, but it also situates Harrisburg in the beautiful natural setting, which really defines why we're all here in the first place. It's incredible, and this improvement here, the Fixit station, the beautiful new pathway here through Hack near the parking lot, these are only some of the continuing improvements that are coming to the Greenbelt in the next short bit of time. I'm particularly excited, if I can say, about the new safer crossings that we're going to be able to have at Front Street and Cameron Street. That is incredibly important and is going to make it even safer for people to appreciate the Greenbelt. So coming soon. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. I will also say the Greenbelt Association does such an amazing job, and we had internal discussions about this, and I can announce today that for the first time we're gonna directly appropriate money to the Greenbelt Association in next year's budget to help the association hopefully leverage those funds for additional grants and opportunities to maintain the Greenbelt. So isn't that exciting? All right, that's coming in November. As we sit here today, we all know that not only is the Greenbelt a wonderful place to ride a bicycle, but so is the city of Harrisburg, and it is getting increasingly conducive to that. Has anyone had a chance to try the new Zagster bike share? Yeah? No? All right. Well, let me tell you, it's really fantastic. It's taken off. They're in use every day, and people are not only using them for recreational purposes, they're also using them to commute from their homes to work. It's an incredible deal. Sign up now. You can get a $10 discount. It's $15 with the discount for an entire year of using the bicycle share in Harrisburg. And it's wonderful. And you can ride them, for instance, along the Greenbelt from Division, where there's a station, all the way down to near City Hall and Walnut Street, where there's another station. And you can ride them throughout the city and elsewhere. It's very, very exciting. And although a few years ago we got our first dedicated bike lane in Harrisburg with the bike lane on Front Street, we're also looking at new dedicated bike lanes as we reimagine especially all of uptown Harrisburg. We think Division Street, 6th Street, and 2nd Street, especially when we make it two ways, are really great opportunities for dedicated bike lanes. That's coming up here in the next 3 years or so, but in the short term, in the spring, we've decided to inaugurate a series of bike boulevards throughout the city. And what makes a bike boulevard is they're going to be streets which will have the bicycle sharrow on them, and there'll be an interlocking sort of connective pathway to get from one to the other, and we'll have that when you use the bike share. So for instance, the first two bike boulevards in Harrisburg are going to be North Street, basically from the Y all the way up to the Capitol Complex, and then from Commonwealth Avenue and the Capitol Complex all the way down to the Transportation Center. And that's very exciting. You can get on your bike share, you can get around Harrisburg safely, and I want to stress that to everyone. So we appreciate everyone who's here. We look forward to the continued cooperation and to make Harrisburg even better than Portland, but clearly the most bicycle-friendly city in the region. We're committed to it, and thank you all, and I look forward to inaugurating and seeing how the new Fixit station will work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pappenfuss. You know, that dream I mentioned also included, and as a new resident of the area, I didn't realize the division between the townships and the boroughs and the Susquehanna Ocean that divides us from the West Shore. So with all of that in mind, our next speaker will be Commissioner Frank Lynch from Susquehanna Township. So maybe someday we'll be able to have a bicycle-friendly area to go along with that bicycle-friendly community. So, Commissioner Lynch.
Thank you, Dick. Susquehanna Township is very bicycle-friendly, and I think we start. Gary, correct me if I'm wrong, but right up the road here, a little bit. We're real close. Significant portions of the Greenbelt are in Susquehanna Township. Right now, I'm working at Lower Swatara Township, which is where, if you know the Star Barn, that's Lower Swatara Township. And I was going to ride my bike here this morning, but I decided not to for two reasons. One, I'm out of shape. And number two, there's no Fixit between here and there. But in time, we're going to change that. And why is this important? Why is this day important? And why is this dedication important? It's important because we have to not only walk the walk, but talk the talk, and walk the walk. In terms of bike safety, making our Greenbelt, which is the real jewel of this area, on the East Shore. Gary, I know you represent both communities, both sides of this ocean, but the Greenbelt is something we can really all be proud of. And I think if there was a Fixit, and if I was in shape, I think I'd have more of an incentive to get from Lower Swatara Township. And I'd pass through Swatara Township, where Tom Connolly is from, member of the Greenbelt. Thank you, Tom, for all your service. Through Paxton Borough, where Keldine is the manager over there, Keldine Stambaugh. And of course through the city of Harrisburg, where the mayor holds forth along with some others, and into Susquehanna Township, my pride and joy. So on behalf of Susquehanna Township and all of our residents and everybody who uses the Greenbelt, I'd like to thank everybody who put this together to make this the real crowning jewel of a great asset for Central Pennsylvania. So thank you, and thank you, Mr. Norford, for making all this happen. You're a real go-getter. And Virginia's loss is our gain. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. This commissioner that just spoke, that's talking about being out of shape, has twice ridden with me from Harrisburg to Cape May, New Jersey. So I don't buy that part about being out of shape, Mr. Lynch. So many cities are spending millions of dollars to build what we have right in Harrisburg, and that's the capital area Greenbelt. Recently it's been expanded. We talked about improvements here. So this morning, Barry Shope, the president of the capital area Greenbelt, you may remember Barry as the Secretary of Transportation. Barry, if you could come up.
Thank you, Dick. Good morning, everybody. First of all, on behalf of the Greenbelt, I want to thank my fellow board members that are here today. This is the first of a few more things like this. A Fixit station, for all of us who ride bikes, these things happen, right? You're out riding your bike and all of a sudden you got a problem and you need to get it fixed. And if you don't have stations like this, you actually have to quit your ride, call somebody, or walk your bike, worse yet, to somewhere where you can get it off system and get it repaired. And beside the bike, leaning on there is some graphics of what's coming as future attractions to the Greenbelt. The mayor mentioned some improvements we're going to make on Front Street for crossings. We have some expansions occurring in the future. And we're going to have future Fixit stations right next to upgraded kiosks. So you're going to get to go to a kiosk, see where you're at on the Greenbelt, see what attractions are in the area, and we'll locate Fixit stations. One will be coming in Paxton coming up this next year, working with Samba. We'll also be getting others instituted along the Greenbelt in 2018, I think maybe 3 next year. But the intent is to have them throughout the Greenbelt. So as you're riding, you'll have opportunities to repair your bike as necessary. I want to thank both Hack, Ski. This has been where we launched the Tour de Belt last year, started and finished. For those of you out here, they're a great partner for us, not only the upgrades facility, but partnering with us on important events like the Tour de Belt. I want to thank Bicycle South Central PA for donating this. That's where we got this Fixit station. And as I said, looking into the future, there'll be more of these. And remember, when you're out biking, the first primary thing for all of us is safety. A safe bike is a good bike to ride. And this is an opportunity for you to have stations like this to tune it up, to do the adjustments you might need to do before you get out there. And as the Greenbelt continues to move forward, our activities of the board are going to improve the Greenbelt, improve the operation, improve your use. And working with great partners like the city, we're going to accomplish somebody from Virginia's goal, which is to make Harrisburg a bicycle-friendly place. It already is. We're going to make it better. On behalf of the Greenbelt, thank you all for being here, for all of your support, and we look forward to getting this one and others like it in action in the coming future. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. I appreciate all the comments on Virginia. Thank you very much. By the way, I moved here from Portland, Oregon, Mr. Mayor. While Barry was talking, I noticed this bicyclist came by that seemed to have difficulty figuring out the easiest part of using the rack, and that's hanging the bicycle on the rack. So thank you, Martha, for helping him. So what are you doing there, Mr. Bicyclist?
I'm putting some air in, Dick.
Okay, so there's a pump that you can put air in your tire.
Yeah,
You know, some bicycles have different.
And it's a good pump and it works.
Well, some bicycles have different the thing where you put the air in. I think there's a fat kind and a skinny kind. I understand that will work on either one. You have the skinny kind.
I have the skinny kind.
So if you needed to fix your brakes or your gears on the back, you've got it up. You've got both hands to work with.
Yeah, look at all the tools that we have here. It's amazing.
What's to keep somebody from taking off with those tools, do you think, Mr. Bicyclist? Well, what's to keep someone from just taking those tools and going home with them?
Well, they have a pretty thick cable here, about 1/4 of an inch thick. If you want one of these tools to take home, you better bring a pretty heavy cutter.
Yeah, we appreciate you mentioning that.
But there's no need to take them home because you got everything here, plus you got a nice bike rack.
Nothing can spoil a good bicycle ride any more than a flat tire or some type of mechanical problem. So you can't see it for the bicyclist's seat, but there's a QR code on this rack. And with your smartphone, you can scan that QR code, and it gives you an entire list of things of how to fix the bicycle. I don't know if it has anything to tell this bicyclist how to hang his bike up on the bars, but I think they assume you know how to do that. But we did that earlier this morning for one of the TV cameras, and it has actual instructions on how to repair your bicycle. So if you are out and you're having difficulty with your bicycle, that's on there as well. And again, thank everyone so very much for coming out. I see people here from so many different areas. I noticed Tim Poole was here. Tim is working on a bicycle-friendly program in Camp Hill. You know, maybe someday we can open up that Cumberland Valley Railroad bridge and be able to easily ride from the west side of the ocean to the east side of the ocean. So, Mr. Mayor, maybe we could find just a few bucks to extend the Walnut Street Bridge if we can't get the. Hey, you only get it if you ask.
I'll say one thing on that. This is everyone should know this. The city did just submit an application for a Tiger grant for a new bridge that would go over the train stations right behind us and connect Industrial Road to Uptown Harrisburg. So
Fantastic.
that is, and it will have a bike lane, of course. So there you go. All right.
So if you have this thing over the railroad, Mr. Mayor, what that means is if you were a student at Hack and you lived in Midtown, you could very easily ride your bike. So maybe if Jenna, are you still here? Maybe we could have a bike share stand here right next to this Fixit station. So are we ready for the ribbon?
5, 4, 3, help us. Oh, no, louder. 2, 1, 0. Yay! Okay.